If you are about to go into a difficult conversation, an awkward conversation, whether it's in your personal family, in your organization, or in your community, today's reminder into being is it's the most powerful disruptor of our default habits of jumping to either shut down, or if we have a difficult conversation, maybe our default is to just give in to please the other person, or it may be um, to just shut down and walk away or procrastinate. And this practice, it really works, and you do have to go through it. You can't just think it. So I really invite you, whether now or at a later point, this is going to be recorded so you can come back to it. The practice is very simple. It is an invitation to recognize our interbeing, our interconnectedness in any situation, even with people that we think are not really connected to us or are very different from us. This practice allows us to see, just as human beings, um, how our needs are interconnected, or in the least, it allows us to acknowledge our own needs and the needs of the other. And sometimes we may see how they are actually interdependent. So, if you like, let's begin. Let's try this. Maybe bring to mind a difficult, awkward conversation you've had in the past or you're about to have. So, just having a very specific situation in mind can really help um, you to explore, practice, and play with this practice of interbeing. So, as always, the first step in any practice with mindfulness in the real world is to just stop and to return back to your present moment experience of you just sitting here or standing. And if you like, lowering or closing your eyes so you can turn your attention inwards. I like to place my hand on the chest just to shift my attention away from my thinking mind to my body and connecting with your breath. Feeling the direct experience of breathing in your chest. The rising with every in-breath and the relaxation as you exhale. And once you feel your mind is stabilized, then bringing to mind this situation, this conversation. And within this situation, recognizing your needs. So, really articulating what are your needs, values, what is most important to you in this situation. So, making room without any judgment, making room to listen to your own needs. And if you need a little more time, you can always pause or come back to this practice later. For now, just to say, for the sake of time, we will shift our attention to the other person and recognizing their needs. So, stepping into their shoes, their perspectives, what might they need in this situation? So just trusting your ability to slow down, to really listen within, to see this other person as a fellow human being, just like you and me. This person also wants to find happiness, fulfillment in their lives, just like you and me. So just seeing the similarities with this person, maybe whatever, maybe you both are coming with the intentions, maybe because you care about your community, seeing that you both care, you both have genuine um, interest in this situation. So just connecting with that place of similarity with this person and what might be their needs. And based on this broader understanding of your needs and their needs, just seeing, if possible, what is one small step that you can take that is able to acknowledge and respect the needs of all the people involved in the situation. So you may not find the answer right away, but very often when we make room, we're able to bring a small shift. For example, just today, as I was doing this practice, I was going to have an awkward conversation with someone, and my default was like, oh, I'm going to give them this free stuff. And it was my default without really stopping to see my needs and their needs. It was a default based on guilt, based on being a pleaser. And so, doing this practice, I was able to see and understand why I was making that choice. And my reasons for that were very legitimate. And then seeing them as also human beings, fellow human beings, and just seeing them with respect as as just fellow human beings. And what I was able to get from this was a very different response. So I could show up more fully with respect, with love, even in this awkward conversation, instead of shying away or becoming smaller. Or I was able to show up more fully for them, for myself. And so this is a great practice where we can disrupt our habit of separating ourselves from others, separating people into the in group and out group, and seeing how are we interconnected? How are we part of the same community? How are we informed by our needs as human beings to find fulfillment, to find safety, or just what is similar and how are our needs interconnected? Um, as the saying goes with Ubuntu, that no one can be happy unless the others are happy, or I cannot be happy if you're not happy, and you can't be truly happy if I'm not happy. And we saw that with COVID, something that was an unfortunate situation, but also a great teacher of how something that happened so far away in China affected the whole world. And that is just a simple example, a powerful reminder of our interbeing, our interconnectedness. So I invite you to do this practice. And if you'd like more information, please check out my book, Return to Mindfulness, that goes deeper into this practice and its origins in the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh. And I'll see you tomorrow for more reminders to disrupt our default habits with mindfulness and how to return back in the middle of our everyday lives with that quality of clarity, connection, and creative ease. So I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.